I was standing at the top of the cliff in the middle of the night. I could barely see the sea below, but I could feel the warm wind blowing. A distant sound became louder, and there was light at the seashore. A helicopter was flying close by. A dozen of dead bodies were floating on the water, almost washed up. Cars came. People got out and started picking up the bodies. There was no blood anywhere near, just a sparkling blue substance around one dead man still in the water. The helicopter was searching for more. As soon as the men on the shore turned the lights on and started gathering the bodies, it flew away. I had my doubts for you, Janus, when it came to Jim. I had to re-scheme all of your orders from the very beginning, so you got to that point. When are you going to extract Lisa from my genetic footprint? I can't do what I want with her genes in me. I am a bastard version of myself with her translating her information. You thought of that by wondering what's that blue thing floating? There are no blue-blooded. I took my hands out of my pockets and showed them to Alex. I know that this used to be a myth for inbreeds. You seem to forget that I had mapped my DNA before I injected the virus. I had to make sure I could keep a prototype and its map, so I could reverse the virus when it was the right time. I am a carrier of that gene, and Jim was the only one who survived with 2 allele genes controlling that. I had to erase your memories in order to get you here, and that wasn't the first time I did that. I asked you to kill him without using violence so that you wouldn't recall it. What if I decided to kill you right now? 1 more, 1 less, that makes no difference. You can try that. Be my guest. I can even give you 1 more reason to do that. Keep a close eye on the bodies over there. You are going to need them, he told me as he gave me his binoculars. The men were moving Jim's body out of the water. Alex took his cell phone and made a call. Place him on the beach, tear apart his clothes, put him upside down, and don't come back unless I tell you so. They did that and left. There was a big tattoo on his back, the squares of Janus Quadrifrons with open gates inscribed a ring of fire. I always thought that people can do well with proper motivation. In this case, though, it wasn't enough. The only way to make you succeed in what we agreed was to leave you no option for failure. You were right. You knew that man over there. Not with this face, not with that name, but you knew him well and he knew you. Your only difference was that he recognized you while you didn't. I made sure that you wouldn't be able to do that. He was stronger and more intelligent than you. There was no way you could kill him unless you would let you do it. He had been training all of his life for that, but he didn't expect you to show up. He was expecting you, wasn't he? Yes, he was expecting me. I have been hunting him down, 1 life after the other. All those corpses over there, they used to be people, not animals, you know. That didn't stop you from killing every single one of them in order to get what you wanted, Janus. How many times had you organized the Night of Hunters? I stopped counting decades ago. Paul never knew what your real plan was. He volunteered to become a hunter. I said no, so he checked the DNA database. He found out that you were our selection as hunter. He couldn't become what he had wished for, and he couldn't resign either. He knew that he became a target in the process. He awaited you as soon as he saw the hunter's mark gene on your DNA. Forget Paul. He made his choice once he joined us and later on when he couldn't accept my decision. You are not the Mad Hatter. You never were. You manipulated my memories so that I would believe that it was you. There was a time I thought that you figured it out, so I had to project myself in there and pull you out before you completed the puzzle. Jim wasn't trying to kill me. He was trying to make me see my face so that I would remember him. He tried to destroy the bridge so that you wouldn't interfere with my perception. I gave you freedom. You are free from any identity's constraints. Give me a quick answer. Are you a man or a woman, Janus? I am both and none of them at the same time. That was one of my gifts to you. You no longer need details to define you. You are free to define yourself in any form you wish to. Jim was killing you every time at the Hunter's Night, wasn't he? I have checked your DNA. There is no gene there for blue blood. I never said that I had that gene. He never got the chance to kill me thus far. I tried, again and again, killing him. I was never able to do that. All because of you. So, Alex, you had been killing me instead of him. Do you remember, or are you just guessing? Let's go over then and have a look at him. As we headed for the beach, I recalled Alex handing me Jim's file. It had countless details about his life's story, his studies, work, daily routine, habits, and photographs of every stage of his life. Jim seemed oddly familiar. Since I couldn't define the reason why, I decided that it was just a coping mechanism, a desperate attempt to put an end to their killings and run away before I completely lose my mind. I became Jim's stalker. I became his shadow through days and nights whenever I was out of the lab. I kept following him up until the day I spent hours without being able to locate my own shadow. That was the time I gave up. It seemed pointless. I didn't say a word to anyone. I did whatever they asked me in the lab, but afterwards I did nothing but stare at the ceiling till I would fall asleep. Alex wasn't happy with that. Instead of confronting me, he bet on Tom to do what I wasn't willing to do. I could see the marks on my body and guess when he was out loose again. It seemed like I was sleeping, but I was free to wake up only when he was done with his thing, killing people. That was good for me because I couldn't feel bad for things that I didn't want to remember. So everything seemed to work out for everyone's best interest. Till that night. I remembered falling asleep, looking at the ceiling, and the next moment I had my face pushed up on a rock. I felt a pain so acute that I could barely breathe. Someone had stabbed me in the back. I could hear his voice in my ear asking me, "The blood on my hands is yours, but can you really tell whose blood is on your hands?" Jim had stabbed me. I could recognize his voice even though I couldn't see his face. Balance was the only word I could think of as I was falling down. "Tell me your name," Jim shouted as he was pushing me against the sand. I turned my face and I saw the dead bodies. "I don't have a name. I gave up on it a long time ago." He pulled the knife out of my back. "I am not a killer. I won't let you turn me into one. We are running out of time. Remember your name before it's too late. My blood for your blood. 3 lies for a fake truth. It's just me and you." He dropped the knife. "I chose not to fight you. No matter what weapon I choose, you always claim it and make it your own. So I lay my weapons down. You have nothing more to take from me, so I offer you myself." I realized why he was familiar. He kept coming back, but I thought he was Alex. I looked at the knife. I was one breath away from getting what I always wanted. He was the last name on my list. I saw my tattoo. Alex removed Tom and wanted me to do the killing. It was Jim or my mind's shadow. I picked up the knife that had still my blood on it and stabbed Jim. Jim fell on the ground. I stood up and got away as the tide was reaching for the bodies. I was standing before his naked body with Alex next to me. I made a promise, Janus. Once you killed the last one from your list, I would lead you to the man you were looking for. I know that whomever I presented to you, you would find it hard to believe me, considering your perception had been severely compromised for a very long time. Aurora. He used to call me Aurora. The last time you tried to kill him, you used me as bait. You killed me, but you failed to kill him. He hunted you down like an animal, but he let you live every single time, so that he would hunt you again. Jim gave you all the information you needed in advance. He warned you in every possible way. I never deleted anything he told you. It was more interesting to watch your mind bend, breaking while searching for someone who was always standing in front of your eyes. He leaned and turned Jim over. You were not following him. He was following you. Even when you decided to give up and disappear, remember his tattoo. He knew, and he had made his decision. His blood for your blood. The one you perceived as me was him in the experiments. You never had brain cancer. Mark set up the medication so that you would believe you had one. You have all the time you want in front of you. Lisa never existed. You were persuaded that you are a hunter, but you never were. He was the only true hunter. So he left me no choice but to put you against him. Why shouldn't I kill you right now? You don't have a chance. There are people waiting to shoot you. You can die now and take your chances the next time you will be able to recognize him before one of you gets killed. Or you can come back to the lab and find a way to bend time so that you can go back and warn yourself about what you are going to do. It's not me the one you need to stop. It's you, and not now. You should have stopped yourself some hours ago. You have the opportunity to make a choice. He made his. What is it going to be? You can go on recreating your fractals, or you can go back and put an end to all of this. Even if I managed to do it, what would you gain from it? Even if I told you, you would never believe me, Janus. You are in love with me, Alex. You have always been in love, but you know that I will always search for him, even if that means killing him in the process. You don't want me. All you want is to become him. You can never become him. Alex nodded to his men. They came and took his body. Look at you. You finally got your red dress. Do you remember that red dress on your chair? You were bleeding all this time. You can't kill me. You are dying. You were right. I was after him, and you brought him to me. Mark was intubating Jim while preparing him for the laboratory. In my dream, he was placed in a mental institution. Jim wasn't dead. Not yet. They would keep him alive to mess with his brain. He already knew that, and he tried to warn me, but I couldn't understand it. He survived. Alex needed him alive. Jim knew already what I was looking for, how to bend time. I looked towards the sea. It was too dark to see. I felt my knees bending. I didn't get the chance to say goodbye. I felt the cold sand on my face, and then nothing. The little Red Riding Hood had been the wolf all along.